Hi everybody, it's Kirsty, your librarian, and I'm going to continue with my 4th through 6th grade book recommendations by genre. And so in this video, I'm going to share some fantasy recommendations. So again, these are mostly books that are newer, that were published within the last few years, and they are either Children's Book Award winners or they're starred reviews from children's book review publications. So the first one that I want to tell you about, it's checked out right now, so I just have a little picture of it, smaller than intended. But this book is The Girl Who Drank the Moon by Kelly Barnhill. This was the Newbery Medal winner for 2017. And I'm going to read just a little excerpt, either from the publisher or a book review for each of these books. So the publisher says, this book is an epic fantasy about a young girl raised by a witch, a swamp monster, and a perfectly tiny dragon, who must unlock the powerful magic buried deep inside her. So this is my highly recommended fantasy book, The Girl Who Drank the Moon. Next on my list is The False Prince by Jennifer Nielsen. And if you like this one, you should continue on. It's a whole series. And Follett calls this book an action-oriented fantasy. It's set in the mythical country of Carthia, in which a devious nobleman, so like a nobleman with evil plans, engages 4 orphans in a brutal competition to be selected to impersonate or act as the king's missing son in effort to avoid a civil war. I kind of think of this one as sort of Game of Thrones for young people. So if that's your jam, you should check out The False Prince by Jennifer Nielsen. The next one on my list is the Riverman Trilogy by Aaron Starmer. This is the first one, and publisher says, Alistair, the boy in our book, is a kid who everybody trusts. Fiona is not the typical girl next door. Alistair hasn't really thought about Fiona since they were little kids, until she shows up at his doorstep with a proposition. She wants him to write her biography. But what begins as sort of an odd project turns into a frightening glimpse into the mind of a potentially troubled girl. Fiona says that in her basement there's a portal that leads to a magical world where a creature called the Riverman is stealing the souls of children. And Fiona's soul could be next. If Fiona really believes what she's saying, Alistair fears she might be mentally ill, but if it's true, her life could be at risk, and it's up to Alistair to separate fiction and fantasy from reality. All right, so the next one is Crenshaw. I have a little picture here because it's checked out. This is a book by award-winning author of The One and Only Ivan, Catherine Applegate. And just a little clip from the publisher. In this book, Jackson and his family have fallen on hard times. There's no money for rent or for food, and his parents, little sister, and their dog might have to live in their minivan again. Crenshaw is a cat. He's large, outspoken, and imaginary. And he has come back into Jackson's life to help him out, but is an imaginary friend enough to save his family from losing everything? This is Crenshaw by Catherine Applegate. My last recommendation is called Some Kind of Happiness. It's by Claire Legrand. Follett says, Finley is sent to her grandparents' house for the summer, but her anxiety and her sad days continue until she escapes into her writings, which soon turn mysteriously real. As her writings come to life, she realizes she must save this magical world in order to save herself. So, I hope that you will check out some of our fiction recommendations. If you do, please leave a book review sticky note in the library so that other kids can know which books you love. Thanks so much. Happy reading, everybody.